What's up, finance lovers? It's time to grab your popcorn and prepare for another twist in the ever-changing world of finance. The world of finance is ever-changing daily, and there's always a piece of news that rocks the finance world. Today, we've got exciting news causing a stir in the niche. The BRICS nations are planning to issue a new gold-based currency. The BRICS nations are a group of economic powerhouses giving the rest of the world a run for their money. Together, they represent 40% of the world's population and more than 25% of the global GDP. Now, the fact that they want to create their currency is like getting a front row seat to a blockbuster movie. Could this happen? What would it mean for the global economy and the BRICS nations themselves? Well, that's exactly what we'll explore in this video. We'll uncover why the BRICS nations are taking this bold step and the potential impact it could have on the global financial system. So sit tight, grab your favorite beverage, and dive into this fascinating topic together. Don't forget to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content in finance. First, who are the BRICS nations and what is their mission? You're probably familiar with most of the big players in the global economy, but have you heard of the BRICS nations? BRICS stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, a group of 5 major emerging economies shaking things up in the financial world. This group was first coined by the economist at Goldman Sachs, Jim O'Neill, who saw its growing importance and coined it in 2001. Now, the BRICS countries are recognized as a formal group, and they come together annually to talk about trade, finance, development, and other important issues that impact their economies. Their mission? To promote economic, political, and cultural cooperation between their countries and to enhance their collective influence on the world stage. They're working together to foster growth and development, create a more sustainable global economic system, and challenge the dominance of developed countries in international institutions. The BRICS countries' function is to build a more prosperous, peaceful, and equitable world through shared cooperation and collaboration. You may ask, why is this group important? Why are they highly respected? What is their significance to the economy? Well, let us find out together. The significance of the BRICS nations to the financial world and niche. Their most significant move? The formation of a new development bank, NDB, also known as the BRICS Bank. This bank provides financing for infrastructure and sustainable development projects in emerging economies. The NDB was established in 2014, and it's seen as a refreshing alternative to the World Bank and IMF, which are institutions dominated by developed countries. But that's not all. The BRICS nations are also challenging the traditional power dynamics of the global financial system by promoting the use of their currencies in trade and investment transactions. They're even working on creating alternative financial institutions that better represent the interests of emerging economies. What makes the BRICS nation such a big deal? Well, for starters, they have massive and rapidly growing economies. They also boast a huge consumer market and labor force, making them key players for the global economy. So watch out for traditional financial institutions because the BRICS nations are ready to show the world what they're made of. And this is exactly where their strength lies, and why any move they make matter and be of high significance, including their decision to a new currency backed by gold. But why exactly have they decided to take this step? What is their mission and why are they taking this route? Let's find out together. Why are the BRICS nations planning to issue a new gold-based currency? Some months ago, in various interviews granted to this group, and judging from most updates from their Adobe, the BRICS nations expressed their desire to lower their dollar dependency as the dominant global currency. They have often advocated for using their currency in international trade and investment transactions, and have established currency swap agreements to facilitate this. The BRICS nations are shaking things up in the global financial system. With the other updates from them, they're tired of the US dollar dominating the market, and have advocated for using their currencies in international trade and investment transactions. They've even established currency swap agreements to facilitating this. But that's not all. The BRICS nations have created their development bank, the New Development Bank, which provides financing and infrastructure for developing projects in emerging economies. However, the BRICS nations aren't satisfied with the current global financial system and call for greater representation and participation of emerging economies in international financial institutions. They want a more level playing field, which includes reducing their reliance on the US dollar. They've been discussing the idea of a new currency for a while now, and what do they want to back it with? Gold. Gold has been universally recognized as a store of value for centuries and could be the key to creating a stable and reliable currency that can compete with the US dollar. The BRICS nations are determined to create a more fair and balanced global financial system, and they're not messing around. With every newborn idea, there comes with it negative and positive implications. Would this new idea cause any uproar in the financial niche? What would everyone stand to gain? Let us explore together. These insights are not everywhere, so you should give us our flowers by liking this video. Done? So let's continue. What are the potential drawbacks of a new currency backed by gold? Even though the concept of a shiny, gold-backed currency, there are a few concerns to remember. First, determining the appropriate amount of gold to back the currency could be a real challenge. Too little and the currency might not be seen as a reliable source of value. Too much, and there might not be enough gold to go around, leading to shortages and driving up the metal's price. Nobody wants to pay $10,000 for a single ounce of gold, do they? Another concern is that gold-backed currency could lead to a return of the gold standard. This sounds like a good thing at first, but it could limit the flexibility of monetary policy. In other words, if gold backs a country's currency, it might be more difficult for the government to respond to economic crisis, as the availability of gold would constrain them. A gold-backed currency provides stability and limits a country's ability to make necessary economic changes. And then, there's the question of the competition with the US dollar. If a new gold-backed currency competes with the US dollar, it could destabilize the global financial system and increase economic tensions between the BRICS nations and the US. Nobody wants to see a financial smackdown, do they? So while the idea of a new currency backed by gold is certainly exciting, it's important to consider these potential drawbacks. As with any major change in the financial world, there are pros and cons. It's up to us to weigh them carefully and make informed decisions about the future of global finance. Aside from its implications on gold, let's discuss its implications on the global financial system. Implications for the global financial system. Hold on to your hats, because the BRICS nations are shaking up the global financial system with their bold decision to issue a new gold-based currency. This move could have some serious implications for the world economy. One potential upside of a gold-backed currency is that it could provide a greater stability and security to the global financial system. As a long-standing symbol of wealth and value, gold has always been seen by a have-an asset. By backing their new currency with gold, the BRICS nations could give investors and governments greater confidence and certainty in the currency's value. But wait, there's more. A new currency backed by gold could also lead to increased independence for the BRICS nations in the global financial system. Right now, the US dollar reigns supreme as the world's reserve currency, giving the US an unfair advantage to the global economy. But with a gold-backed currency, the BRICS nations could reduce their reliance on the dollar and create a more balanced global financial system. Of course, as with any major change, there are also potential downsides. For example, some experts worry that gold-backed currency could create a shortage of gold, driving up the price of the metal and causing inflation. There are also concerns that a gold-backed currency could limit the flexibility of monetary policy, making it harder for countries to respond to economic crisis. Despite these potential drawbacks, the BRICS nations are forging ahead with their plans to create a new currency backed by gold. It's a bold move that could have far-reaching implications for the world economy. So, fasten your seatbelts and prepare for serious changes in the financial world. Well folks, we've reached the end of this enlightening discussion on the BRICS nations' plan to launch a new currency backed by gold. Pat yourselves for staying tuned and absorbing all the juicy details. Imagine a world where the US dollar doesn't reign supreme, and a new currency backed by a precious metal takes center stage. Sounds exciting. That could happen if the BRICS nations' plan comes to fruition. This development could bring about major changes in the global financial system, from increased stability and independence for the BRICS nations to the potential shift in economic power dynamics. However, considerable authority entails serious responsibilities, and there are some concerns and challenges that need to be addressed. What's your take on this? Are you ready for a new player in the financial game, or do you think it's a recipe for disaster? Drop your view in the comments below, and let's keep the conversation going. After all, keeping up with the ever-changing world of finance and economics is always fascinating. And if you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to our channel for more content like this in the future. We appreciate your support, and we can't wait to see you in the next video.